If you have OCD, then you've probably had this thought. I know this doesn't make sense, but why does it feel so real? You can hear the reassurance, but yet something in your body is screaming that something is wrong. Today, I want to explain why OCD feels so real, even when you know it's irrational, and why that doesn't mean that you're broken or weak or failing. Hi, I'm Brian, and welcome back to the OCD Loop, where we talk honestly about OCD checking, intrusive doubt, and why logic alone doesn't fix the anxiety. Let's talk about why OCD feels real and what's actually happening in your brain. The thing is, OCD is a feeling problem, not a thinking problem. It's driven by anxiety and not logic. And anxiety lives in the threat system, not the reasoning system. You can know that something is safe, but still feel unsafe. And your feelings don't respond to facts the way that your thoughts do. And this is why reassurance and logic doesn't fully work. For example, maybe you've been driving the car and look it up, pull the handle, but as you go to walk away, your brain goes to you, did you pull the handle? Are you sure? What if someone just opens it and steals the car? In your logic brain, you know you've done it. So again, your logic brain's, why are you checking? It's just silly. But your panic brain, the anxiety OCD brain, doesn't remember it or doesn't want to remember it. It wants you to check it. So you do. And that's how the cycle goes. The thing is that your brain is firing a real alarm system. With OCD, it activates your brain's danger system. And this part of the brain is called the amygdala. Amygdala? Amygdala. Oh, I don't know. I'll put it down here. It's really hard to say. And this part of the brain doesn't care about probability or evidence. The only thing it has in it and it wants to ask is, what if? And that is the question that OCD asks all the time. What if? The body is always reacting as if there's real danger, even when there's not. And as soon as that question comes up, the heart starts going, the anxiety starts raising up, and there's a massive sense of urgency. And these are all real physical sensations that are not pleasant. And these real sensations create a sense of real threat. And this is why checking makes it feel even more real. The checking reduces the anxiety temporarily, and that relief teaches the brain that this is important. And the brain basically thinks, oh, fear is important. And then this continues. And next time your danger alarm goes off, it gets faster and louder. And this, unfortunately, strengthens the OCD loop. And then it's a vicious cycle that feels more and more convincing every time you go through the loop. And another example is this: if you're checking something, when you go back, you do it and you walk away again. And then your brain goes, did you do that? Are you sure? And your logic brain's kind of going, yeah, you did that, it's fine. But the other part of your OCD brain, so it's like, say you check the front door's locked. As you were to walk away, your brain goes, did you lock that? And the logic part of your brain goes, yeah, you did, you're fine. But the problem is, your anxiety and OCD part of the brain is a lot louder than your logic brain. So you go back and you check because of the what if question. And then you walk away again briefly. Or you don't even have to walk away. Sometimes you're just standing there and it's continually what if. You do not believe what you're even seeing, let alone what you're doing. Even though you can feel that physical sensation of you pushing it or checking it with the door, your brain doesn't believe it. And it goes on and on and on. And the anxieties build up and up and up until sometimes it becomes too much and you just break down, or sometimes the person you're with has to step in and walk away. You can be there for ages. It's horrible. The problem is that the logic brain will almost always lose to the OCD side of the brain, as the logic side of your brain argues facts, and the OCD side of your brain argues possibilities, which overrun the facts. And the most overpowering part of your brain, which is the OCD, treats those possibilities as dangerous. Logic doesn't really stand a chance. And your anxiety needs proof, and it needs certainty. Again, the OCD side of the brain wants 100% certainty, which is not possible. So unfortunately, that feeling never resolves. Possibly one of the worst times for OCD is when you're feeling tired or stressed, because your brain doesn't work properly. I don't know about you, but I know that if I'm really, really tired, then if someone asks you a question or asks you to do something, you're a bit like, what? Yeah, okay. No, sorry about that really bad acting there, but you know what I mean. It's just, your brain is just not in gear and it's fighting to do the logic thing, but it doesn't work because fatigue lowers your access to rational thinking. And with stress, it's keeping your nervous system on high alert. So logically, the what if question is going to get louder and you're going to keep going back even more times possibly to check it. And the stress is going to get higher again. And then you've got less mental energy and the OCD is getting louder and louder. This can be why the OCD gets louder at night and it's harder to control. And of course, this is why the doubts feel more believable when you're absolutely exhausted. The things that don't help when your OCD actually feels real is trying to convince yourself of what you've done or haven't done. That rarely works. And arguing with the OCD often backfires and makes it worse and makes you go back and check again. Or if you walk away and just try to argue it, then your OCD increases, and the anxieties can last what seems like forever. But what can help the OCD is focusing on changing reactions, not the thoughts. And this is where ERP comes in. By allowing uncertainty, it teaches the brain safety. And the goal isn't to feel certain, it's to tolerate uncertainty, which in normal life is there all the time. It's just with our OCD brains, with the way they are when they're at their max, tolerating uncertainty isn't an option. And over time, changing the thought pattern gradually quiets the alarm down on its own. OCD feels real because your brain is sending real danger signals and not because the fear is true. And you're not failing because logic doesn't fix it. You're dealing with a system that's learned through experience, not arguments. And the good news is, that system can be retrained. So if you like the video, please give it the thumbs up, as it really helps people with OCD to find it. Also, if you would like to see more honest, calm content about OCD checking, intrusive doubt and recovery, please consider subscribing. So if you feel comfortable, please feel free to leave a message in the comments below about how OCD feels so real to you. But for now, I will say bye-bye. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you'd like to see any more videos from this channel, please consider clicking this one here. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.